Good morning, YouTube! What is up? Today we're doing the daily puzzle for September 22nd. It is only like 8 more days until this month ends, and then October. You guys ready for them Halloween tactics? Alright, so here we have this rook and this bishop. They look like they're kind of on the wrong side of the board. They should primarily be focusing on attacking this king. And this bishop may have opportunities of taking this pawn and checking the king, or maybe even checkmating the king. But for now, analyzing this situation that we have right now, it looks like black is winning by approximately 4 pawns. Now that is a lot. That means that there are going to be 4 queens, right? We don't really want that. We don't want to lose a terrible death. So what do? I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to go for a draw. That is my best bet. Unless we have something, unless black really messes up here, I think this is a draw. Let's see. What can we do? When we think of a draw, we think of either stalemate, 3-move repetition, things like that. So how do we kind of how do we put ourselves in a situation so that we have something similar to a 3-move repetition or even a stalemate? First off, let's look at our king. Our king is blocked off by 3 squares, actually 4 squares. It can only go to 1 square, meaning if we get rid of this bishop and this rook, and black somehow guards this square, then it's a stalemate, because this pawn cannot move, and nothing on the board can move for white. So that's one plan. Another plan is moving to g2 with our rook. And rook to g2, what it does is it allows us to play rook g1, rook g2, rook g1, rook g2, and this will eventually be a check. The king will also move from h1 to h2 to h1 to h2, and they'll keep moving until it's a 3-move repetition. So I think our best bet right now is to move rook g2, because that at least comes up with a plan to do a 3-move repetition. Let's go with that. Alright, that was correct. Perfect. So it looks like black played a move knight d1. Interesting. So we cannot take this knight because the king has a key role in protecting this rook. If this king takes a knight, it is no longer protecting that rook, and the black king will simply capture our rook, right? So simple judgment call. What should we go for? Should we move this rook? Should we move this king? Should we move this bishop? Those are our 3 options. If we move the king, we know we're going to lose our rook. If we move this rook, well, we're going to run out of checks because this knight here is going to protect the square g2, and we're pretty much going to run out of everything. In fact, black might have opportunities of pushing the g pawns after the move rook g1. So what do? Well, one cool move that you might not notice is bishop takes e4. Now, this is simply losing a rook, right? Well, we're actually getting rid of our pieces to put ourselves in a stalemate type of situation. What we're doing is we're trying to get rid of everything we can, give away everything, so that our king is positioned in such a square that it cannot move and no other white piece can move as well. So the move bishop takes e4 accomplishes losing one of our pieces, the rook. Now, how do we get rid of this bishop? Well, first of all, let's think here. The king cannot go to g1, g2, f2, and e1. However, it can go to e2. So if our king wants, if we want our king to be trapped and make sure it doesn't go to e2 while also getting rid of this bishop, what move accomplishes both of these. That is the move bishop f3. After the move bishop f3 is played, if the g pawn captures, so this g pawn, gf4, g4 moves to f3, it will make sure that it guards this square, and our king is completely immobilized. It cannot move. So bishop f3. So it looks like, well, I guess black only had two options, or three options. One was to take this bishop and immediately stalemate. One was to move this rook down, or one was to move this king up. And we'll go over all three in the analysis after we finish this. Hopefully we get it right till the end. So what's the move here? I think it's to keep this knight pinned rather. So that this rook just moves out of the way, and then we'll just take it. I think it's to move bishop back. Perfect. Oh, by the way, if the bishop moved here, and the rook came down, and then the bishop moved back, and the rook came up, and the bishop moved here, the rook came down, that already is setting up a 3-move repetition. Now clearly, the king, let me get that out of the way. The king, the rook, and the knight cannot move. They cannot move. These pawns, they cannot move. This pawn, it cannot move. Therefore, we have completely trapped black's pieces. So, in other words, we're trying to trap ourselves, but we also trap black's pieces, which means that we have to come up with forced moves now. Forced moves meaning this is the only move that can be placed on the board, or played on the board. And that move is bishop f3. Moving it back so that if this, actually the only move would be g takes f3. There's no other viable move. There's just g takes f3. And notice our king is completely trapped and stalemated. And this pawn cannot move. So completely drawn. So let's go to the analysis. After knight takes g2, this got a little interesting. I was a little nervous about this move, but it kind of made more sense after we played it. So after bishop f3, what if king to h2? Well, the bishop can take the knight, and can black move any piece? No. The answer is no. That means we have stalemated black. We have tried to stalemate ourselves, but we stalemated black instead. Incredible, right? Alright. So what if rook to h2? Then we could just keep going back and forth, right? And so this pawn push had to be played. Now notice none of black's pieces can move, and after the move bishop f3, the move g takes f3 is forced, completely forced, and the king can no longer move, meaning that it is a draw. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that daily puzzle. It was pretty fun. It's pretty nice seeing that, we were trying to stalemate ourselves, but in doing so, we might have even stalemated black. So that was pretty nice, and it's pretty cool to see, how we could trap black's pieces all to one corner and get a draw. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.